vabbè, sti cazzi. E mentre si avvia me lo metto, perché c'è il microfono dietro, ok. Che cazzo è successo? Vabbè, lo metto su YouTube. YouTube anche io. Po. Allora, sì dai, che mancavano il gameplay proprio, non dai, del piccolo. Ah, poi bello, ho iniziato mentre ero chinato. Ciao Cano. Allora, c'è già un test che voglio vedere un attimo se guardo un po' di più a qua e che succede. Non è partita nessuna musica. Ora vado ad aspettare un po'. Mentre io mi ascolto delle cassette. Oh, come ero impressionato. Uno di fuoco, Quiet 2.
When Quiet first came here, she demonstrated her marksmanship against that enemy fighter plane. It showed she was much more than your everyday crack shot. Hitting a moving target from 600 meters is a challenge, but it's possible with the right training and equipment. But shooting down that missile, that's a world apart from taking out a soldier on patrol. The chopper and the missile were in motion, meaning different vectors at high velocity in three-dimensional space, and she shot an unguided bullet that had to fight air resistance and gravity. All that while the chopper was taking evasive maneuvers. Some of the best target leading I've ever known. She has a superhuman sense of spatial awareness. You put her in a fighter jet, and she'd be an ace right off the bat. Hell, your judgment was top class too. Realizing she could take out that pilot, that's quick thinking. You and Quiet could make a hell of a team. You'd be damn near unstoppable. Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few staff are authorized to go near her. She hasn't tried anything funny, but that's what bothers me most. In particular, what does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher to take you out. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so round 2 happens here. So I lighten the guard. And that lock on her...
Count anything out. Give me a break. It's probably
stanno parlando sti tizi.
There's no such thing as miracles or the supernatural.
Escono i sottotitoli di questi e non quelli delle altre.
Even science says it's
Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few staff are authorized to go near her. She hasn't tried anything funny, but that's what bothers me most. In particular, what does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher to take you out. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so round 2 happens here. So I lighten the guard. And that lock on her door is a joke. You gave her an opening. And? Well, She hasn't killed you yet. And I hate to say it, but she's had plenty of chances. You made me the bait. Poisonous bait. What better? Anyway, she didn't bite. Quiet is keeping her silence. So I'm left with no idea again what she's doing here. We tried communicating with her through writing. That didn't work either. Whether she's illiterate, dyslexic, or just plain stubborn, she won't cooperate. I just don't get it. If she tried to contact the outside, it'd be picked up by our counterintelligence net. But it's clean. There's no sign she's had contact with the staff, base facilities, nothing. She's almost got the men wanting her to try something, just to find out what she's up to. And she's in there putting on the failed soldier look, all downcast eyes and defeated sighs. But she doesn't kill herself. She can't be trying to leave Cypher and surrender to us.
So what's the verdict?
This may sound optimistic, but here's how I see it. Quiet came here to fulfill some objective. To kill you, maybe to destroy Diamond Dogs. Whatever it was, before she could do it, something changed her mind. Yes. When I look at her, I sense hesitation.
You think she betrayed Cypher?
Can't say for sure. I prefer the ones that talk. Anyway, we'll keep her under watch. And we're also looking into those special abilities of hers. You'll be the first to know if something comes up. Why not look in on her yourself once in a while?
Right.
Mo non sta facendo proprio niente lei, per esempio. Gli interrogatori io
It
volevo
wasn't
sentire.
just Cypher. Back in the Caribbean, every eye in the world was turned on us. A private army, just a bunch of guys with guns, in possession of a nuke? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable?
And that's why you made sure the inspection happened.
Well, I thought our best move was to prove to the UN through the IAEA that we had no nuke. Of course, I was against us having it in the first place, but that was Snake's decision.
The boss wasn't responsible.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still believed in Snake. I thought I was making the best decision for all of us, that's all. I figured we should get a third party to exonerate us before proof of the nuke did get out. And who better to do that than an organization with international authority?
So the truth is, you took it upon yourself to agree to an inspection arranged by the UN. Only the inspection was a ruse, and Cypher Strike Force XOF showed up instead.
I had no idea that would happen.
Enough bullshit!
Oh, sure, like I could have known. You know, I was just trying to prove our innocence to the world. What's wrong with that?
We're not interested in the excuses you thought up. The truth is objective.
Just see it from my point of view.
You led XOF to the control tower. They seized it, giving them complete control over the base. Moments later, they detonated C4 on the strut legs. Anyone who'd managed to survive was hunted down by the assault force and their choppers.
You can't believe I did that on purpose.
That was the end of Mother Base. But it wasn't the end for you.
How can you... Look, think about it. I lost something too. I built Zeke and it got buried underwater. I am a victim.
That raises the big questions. Why were you the only one spared? You got away without a scratch. Why did Strangelove leave the base on the eve of the inspection? You two were close.
Strangelove?
And how did you manage to build something that surpasses Zeke in every way? Because you did everything they told you. You're the only one who didn't lose a thing. That is the truth.
I was taken away against my will. Skullface forced me to do his research these past 9 years. He used me. I lost 9 years.
9 years. We all lost 9 years. It wasn't just you.
I suppose blaming me makes you feel better, does it? But who's gonna give me back all the time I lost?
You're not getting anything back.
You're not a victim here, Emmerich. You're the perpetrator.
I didn't know anything.
Nobody can back that up.
Yeah, all the evidence is at the bottom of the ocean.
You know the hardest man to break. The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the peace you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight, I thought they'd kill me. But thinking of you kept me going. My comrades, all the way.
And?
There was a plane journey, then we traveled by road. When they finally took off the...
You know the hardest man to break. The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the peace you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight, I thought they'd kill me. But thinking of you kept me going. My comrades, all the way.
And?
There was a plane journey, then we traveled by road. When they finally took off the blindfold, I was in kind of a warehouse, on the floor. Afghanistan, it was that research lab. I couldn't believe they'd taken me halfway around the world. And soon enough, he came.
Skullface.
He's the one who's really behind that Mother Base attack. He forced me into that research.
What kind of research?
He told me to build a bipedal walking tank for the Soviet Union. Like Peace Walker. A system that could fire an ICBM-class nuclear weapon. That's how the Sahelanthropus project got started.
Sahelanthropus.
Those AI weapons I'd made in Costa Rica were like toys by comparison. A whole world apart from reptilian four-legged crawling and that ridiculous hunched-over bipedal waddling. My design evolved to the dawn of mankind. Sahelanthropus, the first steps towards humanity. An upright bipedal weapon system. Originally, Sahelanthropus was going to be a manned weapons platform. I designed a cockpit in its head, and I planned to fill it with water as a buffering agent.
Like how Paz modified Zeke for human control.
Don't compare me to some amateur. I designed it for human control from the beginning. The problem was miniaturizing the posture control AI. You remember the reptile pod?
The AI that controlled your unmanned weapons.
Attaching it externally makes it vulnerable, so this time I wanted it beneath the armor. Meaning I had to make the AI smaller. I got it down to less than 1/10 the size without any loss in computation speed. But it was still too big for the cockpit. There wasn't enough room for the pilot. If I made the head bigger, its body would have to be bigger to support it. Too big to be practical. In the end, human piloting was taken off the table. I tested a remote control system too, but there was the time lag and I wasn't satisfied with its precision either. Plus, it would be useless if the enemy jammed it. So next, I went back to trying an AI-only system. To do that, I had the AI pods recovered from Nicaragua.
Okay.
This was a hybrid AI, a combination of Peace Walker's reptile and mammal pods. The only AIs that had ever successfully operated an unmanned nuclear weapon system.
Really? You'd need some help to get that working. Expert
Great
help.
job.
Did you work with someone?
I worked alone.
You did that yourself?
That's the thing. The AI didn't pan out in the end either. But I did finally get Sahelanthropus walking by folding over its upper body to lower its center of gravity. The first upright bipedal locomotive weapon system in the history of mankind. I guess technically it falls into the anthropoid ape category.
I don't see the benefit of having it stand taller.
On terrain with significant differences in elevation like Afghanistan, you need a body that's vertically adaptable. That also lets it attack from long range while using mountain ridges for cover. So, making it walk upright was the most important factor in giving it superior height capability. As the name suggests, that was the whole point of Sahelanthropus. But I was being pushed for results. Having the AI mounted externally would have been the fastest way to get it working. I just needed more data so it could maintain its balance. But Skullface refused to wait. He dismissed the idea of AI control and took Sahelanthropus away from me before I could finish it.
But it was walking when it came after you.
That's just it. I don't understand how Skullface got it to move upright. Without a pilot or an AI.
Oh, strange,
And
of
walking at that speed, too. It's beyond anything I could have imagined.
penso.
This is like the Wright brothers making it to the moon. I'm just as clueless as you are.
So this Sahelanthropus, where is it now?
I have no idea. All my experiments took place at that cave. I've never seen it anywhere else. Besides, it's still just an incomplete prototype at this point, and nothing but a paper tiger. Even if it can walk, it's far from being a viable weapons platform. It wouldn't be useful in actual battle.
Emmerich will remain here at Mother Base for now, but not as a member of Diamond Dogs. I still don't trust him. That work for you? Fine by me. He can't be allowed any contact with staff either. Yeah. A lot of the guys would love some payback for 9 years ago. We still need him alive. But we have to restrict his movements. He can only go where we tell him. And of course, the interrogations will continue. He worked for that skull bastard for nearly a decade. He still has more to tell us. How long are we gonna press him? If our investigation shows he really had nothing to do with the attack, we'll reconsider his place here. But I don't expect that to happen. Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? The thing that started talking to you like a possessed answering machine.
Esatto.
That was a pod belt for housing the AI used to control unmanned weapons. Do you remember? Back in '74 in Costa Rica. It was in those machines you fought there. They were designated Pupa, Chrysalis, Cocoon, and Basilisk. And each of them was fitted with an AI unit called a reptile pod. Emmerich created it. It mainly handled the machine's posture control and autonomous behavior. But the Basilisk, aka Peace Walker, also featured a second AI pod. That one was called the Mammal Pod, and it was created by Dr. Strangelove. She tried to recreate the boss's personality through the Mammal Pod, but you pulled out its memory boards. That's when it transferred its own functions to its reptile pod. Just like a human brain compensating for damage by using the remaining healthy parts. The result was a unique entity. A hybrid of the reptile and the mammal. It sank to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua with Peace Walker.
Non ci credo, è andato il tizio giù, vabbè.
Boss, have you lost your mind?
No. Cazzo. Lasciamo vedere. Vediamo. Ah, minchia, è come se mo mi avesse dato...
Emmerich will remain here at Mother Base for now. Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? That was a... You remember? Apparently, they salvaged it and tried just like a human brain compensating for damage by using the remaining healthy parts. The result was a unique entity. A hybrid of the reptile and the mammal. It sank to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua with Peace Walker. But apparently they salvaged it and transported it to that lab. Don't let it deceive you, Snake. It may sound like the boss, but it has neither a personality nor a will. Like Emmerich says, it's just a machine.
C'è anche il secondo.
You called that thing Sahelanthropus. Where does the name come from?
Well, several years ago, an excavation team discovered a hominid skull in the Sahel region.
Central Africa. the Southern Sahara.
Cypher gave the specimen the name Sahelanthropus, man of Sahel. And then they covered the whole thing up.
Why?
They probably wanted to monopolize information about human evolution to have a head start in their genetic research. At least, until they had an idea of what they'd found.
It was that big of a discovery, huh?
Sahelanthropus was a gracile hominid, estimated to have lived about 7 million years ago. What's significant about it is how its skull's foramen magnum faces down. In other words, its spinal column supported its head from underneath.
It stood upright.
Right. Which would mean Sahelanthropus walked upright 3 million years before Australopithecus, making it the world's oldest human species.
Walking upright. I get it. Hence the name Sahelanthropus for your machine.
Walking upright was the decisive difference between our ancestors and other anthropoids. Our brains could get heavier once they were supported by the spinal column. That led to the use of tools and the development of complex communication through language. Only man is capable of this. My creation will be the progenitor of all bipedal weapon platforms.
And you did this for Cypher?
No, not at all. Sahelanthropus is the best proof that I never betrayed you guys.
What do you mean?
The reconstructed Sahelanthropus skull looked exactly like the skull we used as our logo 9 years ago in the Caribbean.
An army without a nation. Outside the world order.
The design...
What do you mean?
The reconstructed Sahelanthropus skull looked exactly like the skull we used as our logo 9 years ago in the Caribbean.
An army without a nation. Outside the world order.
The design was based on Pangea, the supercontinent that existed 250 million years ago, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sahelanthropus... No!
And you did this for...
My creation will be the progenitor of all bipedal weapon platforms.
And you did this for Cypher?
No, not at all. Sahelanthropus is the best proof that I never betrayed you guys.
What do you mean?
The reconstructed Sahelanthropus skull looked exactly like the skull we used as our logo 9 years ago in the Caribbean.
An army without a nation. Outside the world order.
The design was based on Pangea, the supercontinent that existed 250 million years ago, right?
Yeah. When the world was a single landmass. That concept's at the source of our strength.
I felt the same way about Sahelanthropus. Sure, I was forced to build it under their orders, but I always wanted to put its technology back in our hands someday. That's the reason I incorporated the old insignia into Sahelanthropus' name. Don't you see? That's how much I was thinking about you guys.
Oh, I see, all right. I see someone desperate to cover his ass. You can say whatever you want after the fact. But that skull also symbolizes somebody else. Skullface.
Snake, you finally came. Just don't record this, okay?
Not recording anything. What's this about?
What I'm about to say stays between you and me. It's about the weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Do you know a researcher by the name of Clark? He works in the biotech industry. Real advanced stuff. His area is bioengineering, but lately, he's also gotten into genetic research.
Never heard of him.
Well then, what do you know about cloning?
I think I've heard enough.
Hold on, this is important. Cloning lets you create a genetic copy of an organism. You take the nucleus of one of its cells, and you swap it with the nucleus of an unfertilized egg from another member of the same species. They started out working with plants, but since then they've had success with other organisms, including mammals. It's a hot area for a lot of places right now. Corporations, universities, research groups. There's no shortage of scientists out to get famous and patent their work, with morality taking a back seat.
Isn't that a little outside your field?
It's got nothing to do with my research. But I thought it might be of interest to you. Cloning, and Dr. Clark, I mean.
Go on.
Now, this is really highly classified stuff. but I've heard that an American biotech company has successfully cloned a human being. What's more, it happened over 10 years ago, and the researcher behind it was Dr. Clark. You've really never heard of him?
I don't meet many doctors.
This Dr. Clark is a complete ghost, even to others in his field. His age, where he comes from, that might not be his real name. And I can't even say for sure he's a he. Clark's employer, ATGC, its company motto is embracing your hopes, preserving talent.
What does this have to do with me?
Cypher. Dr. Clark works for ATGC, and they have connections to DARPA. Cypher couldn't function without the communications network DARPA's built. Meaning, Cypher has to be a part of the Pentagon. Or at least, the two are joined at the hip. DARPA is a driving force behind human cloning. It's a pretty high priority project for them. And this Dr. Clark, some say he's a pivotal player in Cypher. But that's not all. Every cell nucleus in an organism contains the genetic information for that organism. Think of it as a blueprint for life. Clark appears to be working on how to decode this information and rearrange it at will. If you could do that, it would mean being able to custom design human beings for specific purposes. Can you believe that? Suppose for a moment that this is all fact. A man of your talents, if your genetic information died with you, that would be a terrible loss for mankind. But what if mankind could preserve you for future generations by cloning you?
All right, enough. I get the idea.
Look, I know it's inductive reasoning, but this weapon to surpass Metal Gear they're developing in Africa, I believe it's something that uses this new technology. Speaking as a fellow scientist, it chills me to the bone.
That's rich coming from you.
If genes serve as our blueprint, then I wonder if they include an impulse that drives us to tweak the design. Can you imagine that? Genes encoded with information that wants its children to decode it. Is life itself putting the direction of our next evolution in the hands of scientists? I guess it would take some real arrogance to believe that. And yet, it could be what Cypher's after.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. But that was an interesting story. It'd make a good movie.
You have to believe me.
Where'd you hear all this anyway?
Where? I just overheard it in bits and pieces while I was forced to do that research for them.
Right.
Wait a minute. Look, I want to help you. I want to be of service here. I'm risking my life with this.
Is that so? Maybe it's time we brought someone else into the conversation.
No, not him. Not Ocelot. You can't do this.
No, se
Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few. You called that thing Sahelanthropus.
Il mercenario leggendario.
Ever since the attack on your unit 9 years ago, the name Big Boss has become known the world over. What do you mean? Those of your men who survived traveled far and wide. They fought throughout the world. In fact, they're part of the reason we have all these PFs now. Every one of them suffered their own phantom pain from losing you. Talking about you wherever they went helped to heal their wounds. Your actions and words, your legend, has been told on every battlefield they've set foot on. Obviously, as the tales have spread, the truth's been distorted, painted over. Big Boss sacrificed himself to show us the threat that Cypher poses. He sounded a warning, so it goes. A warning? Too much power destroys the hands that hold it. Apparently, you chose to be a living example of that. I never said any of that. The moment any truth is passed on, it starts turning into fiction. The problem is, fiction inspires people more than facts. To the world, you're now the legendary mercenary Big Boss. The lessons you've taught the PFs are the reason they're so widespread. They're the reason they've survived. And you know what they all aspire to? To one day go.
Roger.
Just like you did.
2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2.
Weather surveillance indicates turbulence out there. Try not to get knocked out of the sky. Got it.
Amiga.
Where does she think she's going? You want to head out with the boss. That'll be the day. I don't see a problem with it, so long as she's with you. She's a crack shot, damn fine scout. Well suited for a clandestine op.
Non è oso che ti fa rompere mille
There's
cose.
nothing damn fine about this thing. Here.
Addirittura.
Hey. Blades. Wait a minute, that thing costs a lot of money.
Non lo so. Forte.
She can see each individual blade. And her depth perception. Want in? This is ridiculous. She doesn't talk. How could you possibly stay in communication?
Right.
I like working solo anyway.
Eventi dove recupero di Wyatt 2. Ma forse poi mi si è attivata sta scena perché mi sono fatto prendere vicino alla sua prigione. È una scena che partiva in ogni caso. Dove io stavo? Oh. Right. Okay.
Boss, Quiet still hasn't made any moves. It's got me thinking.
What?
If you took her on a mission, she might break her silence.
You want to let her out?
Sure. Make her no different to the others. Everyone you pick up works for themselves, right?
But her...
I say work with her. See what happens. I wouldn't ask this of anyone but you. On missions, I'll make sure we have someone observing from a distance, and she won't be allowed access to all of the base. As for Miller, well, sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. The best part is, hiding is her specialty. If no one sees her leave the base, the staff will be none the wiser.
And if she gets away?
If that happens, you'll have to take care of her. But I have faith in you, boss. I think Quiet sees something in you.
It's a big risk.
But it's for the good of all of us. And besides, you can't deny her talent. Her unique skills and abilities would give you a hell of an edge out there.
I'll think it over. How long are we gonna keep that woman here?
You mean Quiet?
My personal feelings aside, she's putting everybody on edge. You should hear the stories. I got got sick from just standing guard at her cell. I want to stand on the same platform as that witch. She hit me for no reason.
What is this, a private army or a kindergarten?
The thing is, they're all serious. They're faced with something they don't understand, and a kind of mass hysteria has broken out. I've gotten wind of countless plots to take her out.
There are no grounds for this suspicion whatsoever. Put yourself in her shoes, assuming they see her as a prisoner here. No, even more so, if they do, she deserves to be treated humanely. I always thought our men were a bit more noble-minded, but... Look, I understand this is a stressful line of work, but to make her the scapegoat...
You've got it wrong. Quiet? She's with Cypher. We have men that lost their buddies to her organization.
You could say that about more than just her. Plenty of the men used to fight for another side. But they've all put that aside to work for the boss.
Cypher is different. And if you ask me, the boss is the biggest problem. Why is he protecting her? Some of the guys are starting to suspect him of... I don't agree with keeping her here either.
So what's your move? Throw her out? Kill her? She's our ticket to Cypher. And her physical abilities are outstanding. We could use someone like her.
Don't make me sick.
Her marksmanship, speed, stealth capabilities for a start. Then, there are the other things we've learned. Quiet appears to be able to use both eyes as master eyes simultaneously. That lets her track targets of different focal lengths at once. While looking through the scope with one eye, she can look for new targets with the other. That's why she doesn't need a spotter. She can operate alone, no matter the circumstances.
See, I told you she's a freak. No one would be able to control her.
No, there's one person who could.
Hey, you trying to get the boss killed?
Well, why don't we talk to him? See if he's willing to take her along.
I don't like this.
It's his decision to make. The two of them might even make a good team.
Stazione. Mi dispiace avermi indietro. Rivaggiamento spade, vediamo un po'. Furtivo stordente. Non posso farlo. Di Walker. Lingua franca, pedina in verde di Africa. Bravo, scusate. L'interrogatore al campo di per stare prigioniero. Effettivamente perché sì, dai, penso che userò sempre il D-Dog.
Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
Che visconte.
That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he receives special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too. You found the interpreter. Now follow him to the target. The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought.
Ok, eccoci qua.
Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. Don't extract the interpreter just yet. If he doesn't turn up, they won't be able to do the interrogation. If they then decide the target's no longer any use to them, they won't hesitate to kill him.
Oh, questo è buona start.
Thanks. You're safe.
Dove vado dal tizio, sciò.
That prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places.
Buono. Ah, ne tu devi fare tutto. Bravo. Mamma mia, che tristezza. Cioè 5.000 di combattimento. Aspetta, quello mi vede. Dov'è?
The target's location is unknown. They're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him.
Nobody knows anything.
You made up a story with the others. You British are all liars.
Io.
You know how much
Cazzo, se no tu me li facevo subito.
That wasn't me.
I said it was niet.
Maar het was jullie wat ons verraaien.
But it was you that betrayed us.
One of the other prisoners might know where they're holding the target.
It was the Viscount. Genoeg. Als je niks weet, is er zeker klaar.
Zet er aan, mevrouw.
So, our rescue target was behind some kind of plot. Boss, I did some digging, and it seems the target himself gave us this mission through a representative. Obviously, he couldn't contact us directly due to his predicament, but still, something about this Viscount doesn't add up.
prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information though. They're going to interrogate the target at night.
Ok, effettivamente penso sia notte. Quindi ci troviamo. E non ho capito, poi l'interprete. Sì, quindi io devo catturare lui. Ha identificato il visconte e recuperato il visconte. Sì, quindi non lo devo prendere, devo aspettare. E non stavo ben capendo. Questo è buono. Raga. C'è un prigioniero pure là. Salvare i prigionieri, tutti quelli che mi fa vedere sarebbe buono.
Boss, one of the
Hanno
prisoners has been
ucciso,
killed.
cazzo.
We don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target.
Ah, lo devo pure identificare, minchia. È stato moscio. Posso fare dall'ultimo check? Dai, ho visto salvato.
Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him.
Mi devo muovere però. Non è lui, però li vorrei salvare perché mi aggiungono informazioni. È buono, però non posso fare volare. sbagliato. È femmina. Non ho capito che sta succedendo, stanno fermi. Questo si è alzato.
If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
Ma qua che cazzo sta succedendo? Fai altro di video nel caso. Stava per sparare, sto succedendo? Non dicono niente. Mi porto lontano così non filmate a base. Non dicendo niente. Cioè devo intervenire, dico, e devo fare?
Interrogator mentioned oil field rights belonging to the MPLA. The CFA were supposed to be working with the MPLA's opposition, UNITA. Did the British group try to offer their support to the MPLA in exchange for oil field rights?
Dice solo aiuto, ho bisogno di aiuto. Veramente loro se ne dovrebbero andare. Ma non se ne vanno. Appena ti sta dando i colpi e non succede niente. No, forse mi si è buggata la missione. Non la sta colpendo in realtà. È un interrogatore farlocco. Se sparo si scamma, che io devo seguire l'interprete. Ma qui non succede niente, mi si è buggato, dovevo stare lontano. Che è successo? Ma hanno ammazzato così, ma non la potevo salvare perché sennò mi sgamava.
Boss, one of the prisoners has been killed. We don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target.
Shipja, dit is uw team. Je moet de werk om het uit te checken. Stuur instructie. Word. De CFP, begrijp. De scherpsecurity in weerswakker. Uit.
Per forza, come facevo? Perché sennò scammo la copertura. È costretta a morire. Ci hanno dato tipo allerta, l'hanno fatto. Ma? Dove sta andando il tizio? Ma che cazzo sta succedendo? Cioè hanno ammazzato la tizia e hanno dato l'allerta loro, tipo. Aiuto, non sto facendo. Io dico la verità, non sto capendo come sta andando avanti sta missione. Forse ho buggata. Che poi non si muovono. Cioè tipo hanno ammazzato loro il nemico e sono andati in allerta. Cioè che cazzo è successo? Non ho capito. Non lo so, a questo punto vorrei sparare un colpo a quello, tipo, non so. A vedere che succede. No, non sto capendo. Che cazzo sta succedendo? Stanno fermi. No, posso fare una cosa? Io non vedo nemmeno più il corpo del prigioniero. Ed è spawnato. Non posso fare nemmeno il riconoscimento.
Looks like the British prisoners honestly don't know who the informant was. Someone must stand to benefit from the CFA siding with the MPLA, but they're hardly going to announce themselves.
I due stanno ancora fermi. Ma che cazzo sta succedendo? Ah, sta a terra. No, ma è lui. Ma che cazzo è successo? Sì, devo fare una cosa.
What are you doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target.
Il fatto è che non si sveglia fra... Queste cose lo triggero.
CPS Delta 2. Diacono van vijandige activiteit. Verskaap securiteit. Oor. CPS begrijp. Besmet die omgeving. Uit.
No, ok dai, mi sa che devo refreshare, non si muove. Non si muove. Vabbè. Boh, forse mi sono avvicinato troppo velocemente a loro. Non lo so. Mamma prego. Che cazzo è successo? Spaccata tutta la missione. Forse non devo far morire, ma no, non penso, dai. No, Sonic. Sì, chiudere il tizio forte. Vola. Se tu state in vola. Poi interrogatore vero. Non so niente, non so niente. No, non so niente. Boh, ok. Cioè, io la vorrei salvare, ma come faccio? Perché prima loro poi se ne sono andati, almeno. Ma io non posso fare niente per salvarli a sta tizia.
The interrogator mentioned oil field rights belonging to the MPLA. The CFA were supposed to be working with the MPLA's opposition, UNITA. Did the British group try to offer their support to the MPLA in exchange for oil field rights?
Io dove cazzo tu? Questa sarebbe una cosa di sviluppo. Vi prego qualcuno, come faccio? Se mi addormentassi... se usi un'arma fallo senza attirare l'attenzione degli amici. Come faccio? L'ho addormentata, vediamo che succede. Guarda, non fanno niente, ma perché?
Van Amerika? Wie?
Zeer groot, denk ik, maar ik heb gehoord hij is een kernwapen-genius. Zijn navorsing van kernwapens in de handen van zelfs de kleinste. Maar dat doet de goede baas.
Wat een kokkak.
Kijk naar Zuid-Afrika.
Cioè, gli è appena caduta una tizia in faccia addormentandosi. Lei continua a parlare. Oh, ma è addormentata. Cioè, ma questo non è un interrogatorio, stanno ammazzando la gente e basta. Boh, non lo so che cazzo sta passando sta missione.
Looks like the British prisoners honestly don't know who the informant was. Someone must stand to benefit from the CFA siding with the MPLA, but they're hardly going to announce themselves.
Ha identificato il visconte. Ok, il mio obiettivo è il visconte, ma questi qua non si muovono. Che cazzo devo fare per farvi muovere? Boh. Quello sta puntando l'arma. Cazzo, non ci arrivo ancora. Li ha ammazzato lo stesso.
Boss, one of the prisoners has been killed.
E come facevo?
We don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target.
Ok, quello se ne va. Loro stanno fermi, ma perché? Forse devo allontanarmi dalla zona. Non si muovono. Non si muovono. Può provare a tornare indietro. Continuare a non muoversi. Per forza. Forse non dovevo fare il checkpoint. Ma hanno sparato di nuovo. Dovrò cominciare di nuovo la missione da capo. Mi sembra una stronzata. Nei giochi vecchi succedono queste cose che si buggava. Va a fare un ultimo checkpoint. Prova a non muovervi, a non muovermi da dove sto io. Mi avvicino, mi sto lontano.
They're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate her.
Ecco dove ero stato prima io.
They're working for one of the bigger PFs, the Contract Forces of Africa, CFA for short. These guys are all business. Mercenary work is strictly about the money to them. Either way, they're no threat to us. The interpreter will be present for the rescue target's interrogation. He's a CFA Mark II, but he serves as a language specialist. His job is English-Afrikaans simultaneous interpreting. Tail him to find out where they're keeping the target.
Proviamo a vedere che succede se rimango lontano. Ora non è un interrogatorio. Nuova marca. Ma è uscito sto nero. Ah, fai quello schifo, non è... Dai, che succede? Se no devo ricominciare la missione, per forza. Non la prende.
If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
No, ho visto il senso del mezzo. Dai, quando morì? Doveva capire se rifà la missione o no.
Has been killed.
Cioè,
We don't know if it was a target or not.
Che
Hurry up and ID the target.
Devo ricominciare la missione. Per forza. Mi sei buggato, non si muove. Da quando ho fatto ritorno al checkpoint mi si è buggato. Che palle, ho perso un sacco di tempo. Posso skippare?
Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown. They're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him.
No, lo vediamo.
You found the interpreter. Now follow him to the target. That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he'd receive special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too. The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Collins is the lingua franca for mercs in this area. If you're going to get any information from the prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places.
Dai, pure mosci, mamma mia. Dammela, vediamo. No, prendo bagno. Prendo bagno. Sta live è scammatissimo. Ok, prima no.
This is your last chance.
Die MPLA se olieveld weg. Waar het die inligting vandaan gekom?
The MPLA's oilfield rights. Where did you get this information?
I told you. I only know it was an anonymous source.
There was an anonieme bron.
Moenie van dat poepel vat nie.
You're not fooling anybody.
Ask any of the others. Nobody knows anything.
Hy sê jy moet die ander probeer vra.
Wel, so het saam 'n storie opgemaak. Dit is hoekom jy nie die Britte kan vertrou nie. Weet jy hoeveel Afrikaners sit onder die hele gelei tydens die Boereoorlog?
You made up a story with the others. You British are all liars. You know how much the Afrikaners suffered because of you in the Boer War.
That wasn't me.
Hy sê dit was nie hy nie.
Maar dit was julle wat ons verraai het.
But it was you that betrayed us.
It wasn't me. It was the Viscount. Genoeg! As jy niks weet nie, is ons seker klaar.
So, our rescue target was behind some kind of plot. Boss, I did some digging, and it seems the target himself gave us this mission through a representative. Obviously, he couldn't contact us directly due to his predicament, but still,
Nou, dat ook.
That prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information, though. They're going to interrogate the target at night.
Vai cane, proviamo. Sono due stanno dormendo qua. Stanno dormendo, però non me la possono iniziare. Io non sta bene, ma infatti queste cose prima non c'erano. Mi sa che tipo proprio rotto la missione. Prima sti tizi non stavano dormendo. La cosa, non c'è più la versione.
The interrogator mentioned oil field rights belonging to the MPLA. The CFA were supposed to be working with the MPLA's opposition, UNITA. Did the British group try to offer their support to the MPLA in exchange for oil field rights?
Non mi dovrebbe vedere qua, quindi non c'è nemmeno bisogno. Che palle. Però pure mo li vedo che stanno fermi. C'è tutto tranne con l'interrogatorio sta roba. La spara? E devo sperare che sta tizia muore per fare qualcosa, incredibile. Sì. Ma sta che parli?
Hey, Darby. Succhi mare.
Ma tu non si ascino a fare niente.
They're working for one of the bigger PFs, the Contract Forces of Africa, CFA for short. These guys are all business. Mercenary work is strictly about the money to them. Either way, they're no threat to us.
Praticamente gli spara lo stesso addosso.
One of the prisoners has been killed. We don't know if it was the target or not. Hurry up and ID the target.
Fuemo.
If you run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice.
Fuemo, tipo si sono allarmati, ma perché? Ma non aveva fatta sta cosa nel mio primo tentativo. Qua fase alerta, ma come? Poi dovrei identificare il corpo. Come faccio che si spostano qua? faccio capire, dico la verità. Non capisco se è un problema mio del gioco. Forse se non chiamavo il cane non mi vedeva nemmeno. Cioè qui sono andati in forse perché tipo lo spara da io, ma no. Se durerà ancora di più io penso che è tutto per oggi. Devo identificare il corpo, vi devo addormentare tutti. Per forza. Devo addormentarli tutti questi qua che stanno qua e...
What are you doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target.
Checker, dit is uur 4. Je moet de weg om het uit te checken. Stuur instructie. Zullen 4 vast verkeerd. Kom maar, zullen 4. Wat is de situatie? Alle eenheden, staan bij.
Non posso verificare il corpo. Quindi la mia teoria era anche sbagliata, non posso verificare il corpo.
teken van die vijand. Oor. Er is CT, begrijp. Wees paraat. Uit.
All'amico che non lo svegliano. Boh. Boh, non ho capito. Cioè, sto da 2 ore live. Non riesco ad andare avanti con questo punto. Ma che cazzo è?
Rain. Sound of rainfall should help to mask your footsteps.
Rimangono fermi là. Cioè, tipo, hanno ammazzato loro per una persona e sono andati in allerta. Ma che cazzo significa? E stanno ancora in allerta. Ma che significa? Cosa screzzo io mai? Boh, devo aspettare, vediamo che succede.
If you run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice. Don't forget to check indoors. There may be clues regarding the target's whereabouts.
Sì, ti voglio bene, però io dovrei seguire a questo teoricamente.
Keep in mind that time doesn't stop while you use the iDroid. You can even move around while using it, but pay attention to your surroundings.
No, rimangono fermi. Non ho capito. Ah, mo mi dà un obiettivo. Devo controllare qualcosa qua dentro. Proviamo a vedere. Vai, mi voglio fidare. Oh. Cosa è silenziato? Tanto la mando in barca, sti cazzi. Ma l'obiettivo è questo, appunto, che non c'ha senso.
Don't forget to check indoors. There may be clues regarding the target's whereabouts.
Se gioco tipo mi sta dicendo, vabbè, devi vedere anche un altro posto. Però Ci sono dei progetti tipo era fatta cosa. Non me l'avevo detto il gioco.
This is a list of prisoner detainment locations.
Ah, mo devo andare di qua. Questa grande giocata. Sì, ma la missione non mi ha fatto riferimento a trovare qualcosa. Certo, i personaggi andavano in allerta da soli. Oh, no, ho capito di la verità. Certo, l'interprete che mi serve da pedinare non sta venendo con me. Non ho capito. Bravo cane. Questa è la zona.
If you ready your weapon while crawling, you can move horizontally left or right. If you do that holding the dash button, you'll move faster.
Più tanto muovo. No cane. Dovrei trovare qualcosa qua dentro tipo.
Kom maar die pad uit!
Infatti stava lì. Io sto ancora fermo là. Ma perché mi ha fatto tutta quella cosa di seguire alcuni personaggi?
Target extraction confirmed. Get yourself out of the hot zone. By chopper or by land. It's your choice.
We could sure use that interpreter too. Think you can extract him?
Lo devo prendere allora. E allora vado a fare una strage, perdonami. Secondo me mi si è buggata la missione, io non la dovevo proprio affrontare in questo modo. Non lo so, non mi convince proprio come andare avanti questa missione. Non lo so, mi convince proprio. Io continuo a dire mi vuole preso dire. Qui sono ancora storditi, dai. Hai visto? Pagati. Io. Cioè io morto il tizio a fianco non ha detto niente.
Alright, that's the interpreter extracted. All you need to do now is exfiltrate the hot zone.
Non ho parole. Non ho parole. E non so se doveva funzionare così, ma praticamente lui doveva andare al tizio.
No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
No, va bene che per vedere queste cose ci ho messo troppo tempo.
Unit function added. Development project has been added.
Yes, mission complete.
Grado A, ok, però effettivamente non mi sono fatto sgamare. Boh.
Boss, one of the other British prisoners filled us in about the Viscount. It turns out he's a real two-faced son of a bitch. He was planning to secure the MPLA's oil field rights for himself in exchange for swapping the CFA's alliance from the anti-government United rebels to the state-backed MPLA. He hid this from the Afrikaners, but once he thought the jig was up, he tried to pin it on the other British personnel and take off. The Afrikaners captured him, and that was when he asked us to rescue him, and only him. I'll throw him in the brig for now, but we may have to be extra persuasive with this one. By the way, boss, we got some interesting news out of our friend the Viscount. He mentioned that more than a few PFs in the region have purchased walker gears. The CFA's the same. That's Soviet Army technology, and it's still a prototype. Only Cypher could be leaking it to the PFs. But the question is, why?
Boh.
Boss, one of the latest missions to come in is connected to the walker gears. This could be our chance to close in on Cypher. Take a look at your mission list.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. The map has been updated.
Però non ci colpi questa cosa merda. Sto nel luogo di una opzionale? E se non volessi fare opzionale, a la faccio, dai.
Marker placed.
Mi sto cliccando. Ok. Si dice che il prigioniero è esattamente qualificato. Ok, andiamo a fare.
Analysis from enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Questo è buono.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Ah, è un piccolo campo in cui c'è il prigioniero. Ce n'era uno qua sopra, oh cazzo era visto. B unità medica può essere buono. Vediamo.
Hoorie, het jy dit geweet? Oor die mense in die gebied wat in twee etniese groeperings verdeel het.
Ja, die rebelle ondersteun die rebelle, die boete is aan die kant van die regering.
Kan jy hulle van mekaar onderskei? Hulle almal lyk vir my dieselfde. Velkleur, gesigte, selfs die taal wat hulle praat.
Dis te verstaan. Selfs Suid-Afrikaners en Rhodesiërs sukkel om te onderskei. Wat nog van non-Afrikaners?
Hoekom haat hulle mekaar so erg?
Dit gaan terug na koloniale dae. Hulle was aansienlik minder verdeeld. Die regering het die boete voorgekry. Hulle was die minderheid. Dit het hulle net verder verdeel.
Sal seker nooit verander nie. Regerings doen net wat hulle pas.
Maar dink daaroor. Dis die vyandigheid wat ons checks betaal. Hey, as jy dit wil maak as 'n hier soldaat, hier eers bietjie jou omgewing ken.
Dankie vir die tip.
Op pad wees.
Bly veilig.
Fa ridere e fa i cazzi suoi sto cane.
subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Help! Help me! Help!
He's coming too. Roger that. That's the target. Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Motorbase Margot Place. Development project has been added.
Non piace no. No, non posso usare l'arma tranquillante. Porca ma.
Destination.
Impronte di fantasmi.
This contract comes from the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, also known as the MPLA. The PF at Ditati Abandoned Village has been supplied with walker gears. Your job is to eliminate them all. Destroy them, extract them, whatever you see fit. This just might get us closer to the walker gear supplier, Cypher. Good luck, boss. Targets have been deployed to that outpost. Find and eliminate all of them.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Un prigioniero, no.
Get him! Attack!
Analysis complete.
Go!
He's coming too. Roger that.
Analysis complete.
You gonna extract him?
Analysis complete.
coming too. Roger that. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Grande canzone anche questa.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay,
subject is in.
Questo è sparato con i colpi.
That's a target. Eliminate it any way you'd like.
Mi devo fare più 4.
Another one down. Now for the next. Destroyed. Excellent work. Keep it up.
Get him! Oh, hey! He got you! Watch out!
Poi siamo già messi su Walker Gear questi qua. Ah, mi fa per un macello sto cane. No, cane, sono bravo. Dove sono bravo? Fai paura, frate!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Va pure qua il Walker Gear. Sono con gli ultimi due. Quindi giustamente segnale lontano, poi verde. Visto che sia così. Oh sì, cominciano a mettere. Penso sempre che sia una pluralità di persone. E infatti mo sono scesi. Non stanno appena allerta, scendono dai cose. Oh, chi è che sta correndo?
Stay okay.
visto? Sei impressionato? Ha visto delle tracce tipo. Attenda, bravo. Ah, sei te. Hai visto due delle mie tracce.
Objectives complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Attacchio la cosa che mi fa sistemare, quello che sta nella croce, va benissimo. La devi fare. Carichi più due, buono. Ma in serio? Vai.
Alright, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. All right, mission complete, boss. Boss, we were right. Once you'd eliminated those walker gears, a resupply call was made from Ditati to CFA headquarters. The CFA then contacted none other than Saner. That's right, the shell company that owned Mfinda Oilfield. So Saner was just a front for Cypher. The resupply won't be happening just yet. But we did learn that the walker gears are transported out of Nova Braga Airport. Apparently there's a distribution network on the Savannah that links all the PF outposts. I'll have the intel team investigate this network. If Cypher is supplying PFs with walker gears, the PFs have to be offering them something in return. We follow the money trail. We might just find ourselves on Cypher's doorstep. Boss, the intel team has come back with its report following its investigation into PF logistics. Cypher has to be involved with this distribution network somehow. One thing in particular caught my eye. A convoy that regularly crosses the Savannah. On paper, it's just mined resources going to the government, but the security's much too heavy. At the very least, it's worth checking out. Take a look at the mission.
Please specify a project.
Troppo utile le C4, non le ho ancora fatte. Utilissimo. Madre, ma sto proprio lontano. Quanto tempo sto giocando? Vedi un po'. Penso che per oggi interrompo, non ho tutta sta voglia. Purtroppo però. Dai, per oggi interrompo. Non riesco a interrompere.